Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Cherwinski, the Tasting Director of Wine Enthusiast magazine, and I'm here to give the award for New World Winery of the Year. Many of you are aware of the structural problems facing the Australian wine industry. An oversupply of grapes is driving down prices and, unfortunately, also profits for everyone involved. Wines above $15 are struggling to find buyers. But this year's award winner, Yalumba, is rising above those trends, thanks to a long-term vision and steadfast pursuit of quality. Yalumba is Australia's oldest family-owned winery, with roots that go back to 1849. As with the old vines that stand behind the company's signature bottlings, these roots have given the Hill-Smith family the ability to withstand business floods and droughts over the years. This tradition has allowed them to develop innovations that drive quality and ensure a bright future. The family's grapevine nursery gives them a lead in developing new products. Extensive vineyard holdings mean the company can control costs and production levels. And the family's cooperage contributes ideal aging vessels. Finally, the family's distribution arm, Enthusiast, gives their brands ready access to market while ensuring proper shipping and handling of their wines. For this deep-rooted vision of quality, the determination to see it through, and the outstanding wines that have resulted, we're pleased to present the award for New World Winery of the Year to Yalumba.
Yalumba's in an interesting position because even though we are Australia's oldest family-owned winemaker, in fact turning 160 this week, 2009, we are an old company in a very old country, and yet referred to as a new world winemaker. Some of the oldest terroirs and geologies in the world are in this nation. Starting in 1849, the winery was there for 13 years, established 13 years after the state of South Australia was colonised. We are an international wine thinker, but we're very much and very proudly Australian. And so a lot of our recent history has been about pushing the edges, pushing the boundaries, questioning what we do, how we do, where we draw our resources from. And we're a hybrid. We have to be a hybrid. We're a combination of tradition and modernity. We keep our cooperage. We've been making barrels here for 100 years more and more. Our program there, I think, sets us apart, gives us great control over the quality and the age of the staves that we use, the size of the staves, and gives us a lot of flexibility. And it has reflected itself, I think, in the quality of wines that we're releasing. We've got our viticultural nursery, big clonal library, where we are experimenting with different clones in different sub-regions of our area. We like to think of ourselves today as a winemaker with the courage of our convictions. So whilst I'm inspired, is anyone else interested? And that's the challenge. And I think we have to work harder at bringing all of that to the world and getting people convinced again in being true believers in Australia. And Yalumba, I hope, will be at the forefront of that. We have a lot of fun and we work very hard, but we never take ourselves too seriously. Long may that continue. Finally, I want to thank the Wine Enthusiast magazine for looking into what we're doing and appreciating it, and of course recognising it with this award. It means a lot to all of us, and I've got to say we have spent a long week celebrating this award and of course our 160th birthday.
Robert Hill-Smith, will you please come up and accept the award for New World Winery of the Year?
Thank you. I think next time I'll get Josh to do my video and possibly also increase the budget a little. They're homemade. But anyway, it is a pleasure to be here as an Australian and on behalf of our family and friends in the wine business across the world. It's interesting that, you know, we've all been kicking into the wind in 2009, and I don't think any of us are sad to see the arse end of 2009. But having said that, of course, it was a spectacular vintage. Probably the best of the year. But it is very humbling, I have to say, coming here tonight and seeing and meeting people who are legends, not only in their own lunchtime, but in their industry. And it is truly humbling. As Australia's oldest family-owned winery, we are only 160 years old, but we started 13 years after our state was colonised. And I say that with an eye to Piero, who's here, and it's nice to see you, Piero, but I can't boast about being old and family when you've got an Antinori in your midst with a mere 600 years of history. But history is all about, I think, writing it yourself. And, you know, Yalumba is an Aboriginal word, and I bet there's no one in the room knows what it means. It used to mean all the land around. A new dialect of a new Aboriginal tribe came into the area last year and told me actually it means now small family-owned non-profit organisation. But truly we do see ourselves as 160 years young. We want to do things in an interesting way, a cerebral way. We have no ambition to be big. We have an ambition to be recognised, but above all, we want wine to be fun, but we want to make wines that are definitive but have got personality. And I think all of us have got challenges ahead. Governments all around the world are looking at us, looking at ways and means to tax us and minimise the enjoyment of wine in a way that has been part of civilisation for so long. And we've got to, and Piero mentioned it last year. I know that, Piero, because I looked at the DVD today. We can always be optimistic when there's 1 billion more people going to be on the planet in 50 years' time, but there'll still be discounting and closeouts and everything else, slow payments. But you've got to have vision, and I hope tonight on behalf of Australia that Yalumba being recognised is about being optimistic, about having a vision and about having a passion. And I hope on Australia Day, I meant to say that, today is Australia Day, everyone at home is having a holiday. Yes, everyone at home is having a holiday. I'm working for my living here. All my family are at the Australian Open tennis. I'm here. The sun is shining, and I'm here. But these are the things you've got to do, and I think to underscore Wine Enthusiast's acknowledgement of what we've achieved in our short history, there could have been no other way of recognising that than being here on a personal basis, and it is totally enjoyable. I also want to give Australia a tick. We're having a tough time. I think anyone making wine around the world right now is having a tough time. But Australia is getting some press in various places I don't think it deserves. And I've got to say, we are, as a country, making more good wine than we've ever made in our history. And for those of you who work with Australia, stay with us and enjoy the ride. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Negotiants USA.